Israel and their faith seems to be changing. Community is a project headed by the Ministry for Diaspora Affairs and the Gesher Leadership Institute, which trains Israeli leaders to forge connections and unity between different sectors of the Jewish people in Israel and outside of it. The program works to maintain the unity of Jews living both in Israel and abroad, a relationship that seems to be under threat. Shai Gal is a journalist who is part of this movement and has just returned back from Los Angeles 10 days ago with some interesting revelations. And Shai joins me now in the studio to fill us in on what was discovered. Shai, thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Now, Shai, I understand that your visit to LA showed that Jews are not only losing a connection with their Jewishness, but also their connection with the State of Israel.
Right. I think, first of all, you cannot really, take apart the two, the two findings that you were just talking about. I think there is, first of all, let me start as an Israeli who came there, so I kind of describe it as like going to visit your uncle that you haven't seen for years, okay? And you're not going to sure that you're going to meet him after the dinner, okay? But then again, if you look at it more seriously, I think we have a significant problem because if you look at the bottom line, there is around 80% of American Jews who are not affiliated to Israel and Judaism. And that's the number. Okay?
How do they express that lack of affiliation?
Okay, so of course we met with the affiliated one. So it's really hard to meet with the non-affiliated one. But I think it starts with two things. The first thing is Israel, okay, which used to be a long time ago. We have a joint mission to raise the Jewish state. We're not there anymore. Okay, it exists. It's alive. There is a rise. If you look at the numbers of American Jews, 70% are Democrat, deeply liberal. Some of them are, having problems with the current Israeli government. Okay, and Israel is becoming an issue of a polarizing issue in the states. Okay, some of them go to different camps. And the other thing is Judaism, because Judaism is changing as well. Because if you live in a liberal society, so Judaism, if you say, how do you present yourself? I'm not sure that Judaism is in the top 5 of the list. I mean, look at the numbers. The numbers are saying around 80% of young Jews Americans who are getting married are getting married with a non-Jew. Okay, so by the Israeli point of view, or I would say not the Israeli, the Orthodox point of view, which at the moment controls the Israeli point of view as well.
The religious sector.
They are not going to be part of the Jewish people anymore, okay? If it's a woman, okay. If it's a man, if I'm a man and I just married a non-Jewish, okay, then my kids are not going to be Jewish. I think that's going to be one of the biggest problems we're facing.
So we're seeing that it's obviously being diluted, but what do you think is actually causing this shift? I suppose more importantly with their separation from Israel.
I think so, but I think it's also combined. I mean, the separation from Israel starts, like I said before, with criticism, and the other thing is, they're not living the Israeli life, daily life. For us, it's a sure thing. I mean, okay, I don't have to choose Judaism. If I'm a young Israeli, I'm going out for a drink. If I'm gonna meet a woman there. 98% she's going to be a Jewish, right? But
is it that they're seeing Israel doing things that they don't agree with, or is it something different to that?
Of course, I mean, parts of them, of course, are saying they are being criticized for Israel. They don't like the policies with the Palestinians. They don't like a lot of things that are happening politically. On the other hand, they are feeling apart. They're feeling that it's not their mission. I was saying to myself there, I think that Israel is part of the problem, a big part of the problem now, but it's also a big part of the solution. The question is, can you bring up a new Israel that's going to be relevant to them? And if you're talking about, Israel is being suggested in the last few years as the startup nation, which is a good thing if you look at economical point of view. But if you want to look at identity point of view, does startup nations really, affiliate with deep identity? I don't think so.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think so. So I think that's the problem. People need to be, if you ask me, what's the biggest mission we have today, okay, as Israel. And I think that the current Israeli government is doing something that has never been done because they're actually sending people there and realizing it's Israel problem as well. It's not only the diaspora problem.
Because I suppose Israel is now having to ask itself the question, what does Israel stand for? And do Jews in the diaspora want to be linked to that?
Exactly. And I think there is a problem with the new story, the new Israeli story. And I think what Israel is doing now is trying, to build a new bridge, but it's going to be very hard to build this bridge,
no doubt.
Because, I mean, on both sides, you have people that are saying everything is very fragile. And I think we've learned, and it starts with religion, okay? And, I was thinking to myself at one point, wait, we're saying we're not accepting reform, okay? For example, reform Judaism in Israel. But they are not accepting our Orthodox way as well. So, you know, it's like two camps, not one. And I think there is a big mission to try and pull all the strings together.
Absolutely. Now, we've only got about 30 seconds left, but I want to ask you just briefly, what do you then do with this information?
I think that the first thing is, you know, actually that we're getting involved with it. And I think that the solution to everything we were talking about is to be engaged. And the question is, how do you get people engaged? Now, I personally think engagement goes to all the spectrum. It can be from, you know, extreme point of view political to, you know, a social thing. And we need to get those people engaged and ourselves engaged, because we are not playing on the field as well. And we need to start to play, and we need to start to care.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for weighing in today, Shai Gal, and thank you for all the work that you're doing. That's all we have time for here at i24 News. For more on